Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Gaura Pimanande Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Prajgacharya Stotra Satya Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Shirabai Charan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skandi Biti Founder Charyas Divine Grace Sri Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Samavata Bhakti Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Thai Gaura Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our guests. That was wonderful Jagannath Prasadam yesterday. We never know when the mercy comes. Cause us mercy. Hare Krishna. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Takshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Taptakan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamame Hare Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayesha bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Sloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nisreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. The Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantara, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyai Namaha. Om Sarabhyai Namaha. Om Sarabhyai Namaha. Mukam karoti vasanam pangom langayate girim yat tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Yat tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our morning Bhagavatam class. We are continuing first canto, chapter 7, which is entitled The Son of Drona Punished. And yesterday our verse happened to deal with the subject matter of Atmarama. And the same Atmarama topic will be continuing in this verse, and quite an elaborate purport coming up here by Srila Prabhupada. So text number 10. Sutta Uvacha Atmaramash Cha Munayo Niragrantha Api Urukrame Kurvanti Ahaitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. Sutta Uvacha Atmaramas Chamunayo Niragrantha Apyurukrame Kurvantya Haitukim Bhaktim Kurvantya Haitukim Bhaktim Itham bhuta guno harihi.
Itham bhuta guno hari.
Suta uvacha
Suta uvacha.
atma ramascha munayo
Atma ramascha munayo.
niragrantha apyurukrame
Nirgandha api gurukrame.
kurvantya haitukim bhaktim
Kurvanta ahaitu kim bhaktim.
itham bhutta guno harihi.
Itam bhuta guno hari.
Sutta uvacha
Suta uvacha.
atma ramascha munayo
Atma ramascha munayo.
niragrantha apyurukrame
Nirgandha api gurukrame.
kurvantya haitukim bhaktim
Kurvantai ahitu kim bhaktim.
itham bhutta guno harihi.
Itham bhuta guna harihi.
Sutta Vacha
Sutta
Sutta
uvacha
Atma Ramacha Munayo
atma ramascha munayo
Nirgandha Puryakrame
nirgrantha apyurukrame
Kurvantya Hetu Kim Bhaktim
kurvantya haitukim bhaktim
Tam Bhuta Guno Hare
itham bhutto guno harihi.
Sutta uvacha.
Sutta uvacha
Atma ramascha munayo.
atma ramascha munayo
Nirgantha api urukrame.
nirgrantha apyurukrame
Kurvante ahitu kim bhaktim.
kurvantya haitukim bhaktim
Itham bhuta guno harihi.
itham bhutta guno harihi. Sutta uvacha
Sutta
Sutta uvacha.
Sutta Goswami said,
Sutta Goswami said,
Atmaramaha,
Atma ramaha.
those who take pleasure
Those who take pleasure
in Atma,
in Atma.
generally spirit self,
Generally spirit self.
Cha,
Cha.
also,
Also.
Munayaha,
Munaya.
sages,
Sages.
Nirgrantaha,
Nirgantha.
freed from all bondage,
Freed from all bondage.
Api,
Api.
in spite of,
In spite of.
Urukrame,
Urukrame.
unto the great adventurer,
Unto the great adventure.
Kurvanti,
Kurvanti.
do,
Do.
Ahaitukim,
Aitukim.
unalloyed,
Alloy.
Bhaktim,
Bhaktim.
devotional service,
Devotional service.
Itham bhuta,
Itam bhuta.
such wonderful
Such wonderful
gunaha,
gunaha.
qualities,
Qualities.
harihi,
Harihi.
of the Lord.
Of the Lord.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Sutta Goswami said, all different varieties of Atmaramas, those who take pleasure in Atma or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Kindly repeat after me. Sutta Goswami said,
Sutta Goswami said,
all different varieties of Atmaramas,
all different varieties of Atmaramas,
those who take pleasure in Atma
those who take pleasure in Atma
or spirit self,
or spirit soul,
especially those established
especially those established
on the path of self-realization,
on the path of self-realization,
though freed from all kinds of material bondage,
though freed from all kinds of material bondage,
desire to render unalloyed devotional service
desire to render unalloyed devotional service
unto the personality of Godhead.
unto the personality of Godhead.
This means
This means
this means
This means
that the Lord possesses
the Lord possesses
transcendental qualities,
mental qualities,
and therefore can attract everyone,
and therefore can attract everyone,
including liberated souls.
including liberated souls.
Purport. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this Atmarama Shloka very vividly before his chief devotee, Srila Sanatan Goswami. He points out 11 factors in the shloka, namely 1. Atmarama, 2. Munayaha, 3. Nirgrantha, 4. Api, 5. Cha, 6. Urukrama, 7. Kurvanti, 8. Ahaitukim, 9. Bhaktim, 10. Itam Bhuta Gunaha, and 11. Harihi. According to the Vishwas Prakasha Sanskrit dictionary, there are 7 synonyms for the word Atmarama, which are as follows. 1. Brahman, the absolute truth. 2. Body. 3. Mind. 4. Endeavor. 5. Endurance. 6. Intelligence. And 7. Personal habits. The word Munayaha refers to 1. Those who are thoughtful. 2. Those who are grave and silent. 3. Ascetics. 4. The persistent. 5. Mendicants. 6. Sages. And 7. Saints. The word Nirgrantha conveys these ideas. 1. One who is liberated from nescience. 2. One who has no connection with scriptural injunction, that is, who is freed from the obligation of the rules and regulations mentioned in the revealed scriptures like ethics, Veda, philosophy, psychology, and metaphysics. Hey, Sunday. I'm reminded today's Sunday.
And I'm late.
And you're late, but we'll forgive you. Devotees are very forgiving. Chair is coming.
That's okay.
Yeah. Very important verse today. That's why I saw some saffron running a few minutes ago.
Demigods are coming.
Yes. Joy. Joy. Not jai. Joy. They're in Bengal. Joy. So we're continuing here in the explaining the word Nirgrantha. Very, very, very important verse dealing with the word Atmarama. And that is chapter 7 of the first canto, text number 10, for those who are coming late.
I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm sorry.
So I'll just start again this paragraph explaining the word Nirgrantha conveys these ideas. One who is liberated from nescience. 2, one who has no connection with scriptural injunction, that is, who is freed from the obligations of the rules and regulations mentioned in the revealed scriptures like ethics, Vedas, philosophy, psychology, and metaphysics. In other words, the fools, illiterate, urchins, etc., who have no connection with regulative principles. 3, wow, a capitalist. And 4, one who is penniless. Wow, I have to come back to this here. According to the Sabdakosha dictionary, the affix ni is used in the sense of 1, certainly, 2, counting, 3, building, and 4, forbiddance. And the word granta is used in the sense of wealth, thesis, vocabulary. We were talking about granta the other day, how Shastra is known as granta, not just ordinary book, because granta is scripture in connection with especially transcendence, granta. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is giving different meaning of granta, wealth, thesis, and vocabulary. Actually, the whole purport began with the statement that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he spoke on this verse to Sanatana Goswami, he very elaborately went into detail with practically every word of the verse, and this is what Prabhupada is elaborating upon here. We continue. The word Urukrama means the one whose activities are glorious. Krama means step. This word Urukrama specifically indicates the Lord's incarnation as Vamanadev, who covered the whole universe by immeasurable steps. 3 actually, but immeasurable, yeah. Lord Vishnu is powerful and his activities are so glorious that he has created the spiritual world by his internal potency and the material world by his external potency. By his all-pervading features, he is everywhere present as the supreme truth. And in his personal feature, he is always present. In his transcendental abode of Goloka Vrindavan, where he displays his transcendental pastimes in all variegatedness. His activities cannot be compared to anyone else's, yeah. And therefore the word Urukrama is just applicable to him only. According to Sanskrit verbal arrangement, kurvanti refers to doing things for someone else. Therefore, it means that the Atmaramas render devotional service unto the Lord not for personal interest, but for the pleasure of the Lord. Urukrama. Hetu. Hetu means causal. There are many causes for one's sense satisfaction, and they can be chiefly classified as material enjoyment, mystic powers, and liberation, which are generally desired by progressive persons. As far as material enjoyments are concerned, they are innumerable, and the materialists are eager to increase them more and more because they are under the illusory energy. There is no end to the list of material enjoyments, nor can anyone in the material universe have all of them. as far as the mystic powers are concerned, there are 8 in all, such as to become the minutest in form, to become weightless, to have anything one desires, to lord it over the material nature, to control other living beings, to throw earthly globes in outer space, etc. These mystic powers are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. The forms of liberation are 5 in number. Therefore, unalloyed devotion means a service to the Lord without desire for the above mentioned personal benefits. And the powerful personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, can be fully satisfied by such unalloyed devotees, free from all sorts of desires for personal benefit. Does anyone know where this word unalloyed comes from?
Prabhupada uses it a lot.
Huh?
Prabhupada uses it a lot.
Prabhupada uses the word a lot.
Yes. That's not a good answer.
But there's a very interesting explanation, because when Srila Prabhupada went first to America, he had already, as we know, written the first canto of the Bhagavatam. Now, many of the devotees, the very first devotees who came in contact with Srila Prabhupada, had difficulty with his accent and some of the words. I mean, Prabhupada actually spoke very often English, and his English was quite good, very good, I would say. But initially in writing, I mean, he himself corrected, edited many of his writings. So this is explained actually in the Prabhupada Lilamrita, that in the early months, probably, Prabhupada was walking near the someplace, I think it was maybe near the pier in Boston, and he saw there was a big building. New York is, well, I'm not sure exactly where that building was, but he saw a big building, and the building was having a big sign, and the sign said, unalloyed steel. Unalloyed steel. So Prabhupada was very expert in picking up different things, because he was, in a new country, new culture, new terminology and whatnot. But Prabhupada was very sharp, I mean, so many qualities, very sharp intellect. And so he started using, and as you mentioned, he used it very extensively, unalloyed devotional service. So unalloyed steel means pure steel.
There's no alloys. There's no other.
Yeah, no alloy. Yeah. Alloy means other minerals. Other metals, yeah. So unalloyed, I mean, means 100% steel. So unalloyed devotion means 100% devotion, 100% bhakti. And yeah, so interesting how Prabhupada was in this way actually so expert. And because bhakti is so essential, bhakti is like the heart of what we are endeavoring to practice. Bhakti is the essence of what Krishna consciousness is all about. Actually, bhakti, the process of bhakti, is the middle portion, right? There's sambandha, abhideya, and prayojana. So bhakti is the middle portion. Abhideya gyan, that process of bhakti, unless one knows about that process of bhakti, and it is very, very scientific. I mean, the whole writing of Srila Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is a summary, actually. Prabhupada gave us the summary book of the original book written by Srila Rupa Goswami, which is, of course, as we know, giving us the complete science of bhakti. So Prabhupada uses it a lot. And so this, unless one knows the process of bhakti, one will not be able to achieve the goal. So sambandha is the beginning point, the science of identity, the science of relationship ultimately. And then that leads us to bhakti, abhideya gyan, and then this abhideya gyan, activities of bhakti based on what is given by Srila Rupa Goswami, leads us, if properly applied, to prayojana gyan, which is the final goal or destination to develop our love for Krishna. So this comes out very nicely. This is like immediately one can see this, one can understand this by reading especially the Satsandarbha of Srila Jiva Goswami, and also by reading the smaller, the Satsandarbhas are quite elaborate, 6 main books, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has summarized the subject matter of this Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana, which actually deals with tattvas, in his small book called Dasamula Tattva. Who has read Dasamula Tattva? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, probably a little bit less known, but it's not a big book also. It's quite, but it's very concise and it's very helpful to, we can see how our acharyas, they're so logical and so simple in presenting, very deep subject matters. So when you get a chance, you can look it up. Dasamula Tattva.
I can buy this book, right?
Yes.
And read it. It's in English.
It's available in English.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I might have it in my library. I could lend it to you.
Really?
Yeah. But because if you want to buy it, I don't have it for sale, but it might be available. Definitely, it's available somewhere. Probably in the Gaudiya Math.
Yeah, you can download it online.
Oh, you can download also.
Discount.
Yeah, you don't have to buy it.
Desire free.
I can download it.
You can fulfill all your desires by visiting these conversations. Actually, there's one devotee. He was here just yesterday, not yesterday, a few days ago. We have something very unique on our altar now, which wasn't there last Sunday when you came, which you'll be able to see today. Wow. And this was brought by this devotee who happens to have put together something very wonderful. And what is that something wonderful? He has with the help of others, I'm sure, he has put together a kind of, I guess you could call it, not exactly encyclopedia, but a catalog of the largest numbers of grantha. We're talking about grantha, scriptures, writings, Vedic writings. He claims, and I had a quick look at it, uh, to have the largest resource of Vedic literatures. So I'm sure that the Dasa Mula Tattva is also there.
This is available online.
Correct. Yes,
So,
free. My God.
wow.
Wow.
I've been wanting to read directly some verses from Atharva Veda, and I've been
I'll get.
searching and searching, and I
Oh,
can't find
my,
it.
we will end your anxiety today itself. Yes,
Really.
yes. Your search has come to an end. Your search is bearing fruit.
Wonderful.
So that's why it's so important to come to the Sunday class.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you that reference for that also.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Okay,
I mentioned the Sri Krishna Samhita also, like
Sri Krishna
Samhita.
Samhita.
It's also
Oh, it speaks about tattva, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have such an abundance of wealth. You know, we were just reading here how, what was it? One of the words is referring, granta. Granta is wealth. And one of the meanings of granta is wealth, thesis, and vocabulary. If you don't have vocabulary, forget about having a thesis. If you don't know
It's
how
like
to write,
wealth.
huh?
Vocabulary
Yeah,
is wealth
yes, vocabulary is wealth.
because you can express
Yes,
your
yes,
convey
correct.
your message.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. So that's why it's those who know many languages, they're very wealthy,
Mm.
knowing many languages. And people in India, especially, are known to know many languages, isn't it? I think one of the previous presidents of India knew 14 languages, or maybe more. I mean, for most people to know 2 or 3 languages is like, wow, or even to know another language. But in India, it's not uncommon. People know 4 or 5 languages. And those who are maybe a bit more together know 10, 15 languages. Well, okay. We're halfway through the purport. It's a long purport.
It's a wonderful book.
It's a wonderful purport.
Yes.
Yes. Um, so back to unalloyed. Unalloyed devotional service. Okay. Therefore, unalloyed devotion means service to the Lord without desire for the above mentioned personal benefits. And the powerful personality of Godhead Sri Krishna can be fully satisfied by such unalloyed devotees, free from all sorts of desires for personal benefit. Unalloyed devotional service of the Lord progresses in different stages. Wow. Practice of devotional service in the material world is of 81 different qualities. 81 different qualities. And above such activities is the transcendental practice of devotional service, which is one and is called sadhana bhakti. I should read this again. practice of devotional service in the material world is of 81 different qualities. And above such qualities is a transcendental practice of devotional service, which is one and is called sadhana bhakti. So sadhana bhakti is above these 81 qualities.
That's very interesting.
Huh?
Lord Kapiradev.
Kapila.
Yeah, he's analyzing in this way.
Okay.
I think Prabhupada took maybe from him because that's especially these mixed devotional services.
Heavy topics. Yeah. When unalloyed practice of sadhana bhakti is matured into transcendental love for the Lord, the transcendental loving service of the Lord begins gradually developing into 9 progressive stages of loving service under the headings of attachment, love, affection, feelings, affinity, adherence, following, ecstasy, and intense feelings of separation. No one here should become discouraged. Hearing all the, various details that are being shared here. The attachment of an active, I'm sorry, the attachment of an inactive devotee develops up to the stage of transcendental love of God. The attachment of an inactive devotee develops up to the stage of transcendental love of God.
Of a what devotee?
Active.
Of an inactive.
Inactive.
Yeah. So
Neutral state.
That's
yeah, what does that mean, huh?
yeah.
Neutral stage.
Neutral.
Yeah. Neutral.
Oh,
And they just
like in Santa, like
Shantaras.
yeah, Shanta Bhakti.
Shanta Bhakta. I'm not sure I read this purport before.
Can you read that again?
I will read it again.
Yeah.
This is the third time. In Sanskrit, in Vedic culture, normally we should read 3 times something that's important. And maybe we'll begin to understand, right?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This is the third time. The attachment of an inactive devotee develops up to the stage of transcendental love of God.
Oh, does it mean he's a devotee? He's an Santa means no service, really, right?
No, Prabhupada explains that very simple example he was giving to explain the different rasas. He was telling, I'm sitting here now and giving a class, and this cushion upon which I'm sitting is serving me in, shantaras.
Yes.
So there's services there, but there's no, I don't have a loving relationship with the cushion, but it's rendering service. Things might become more clear as we continue the purport here, hopefully. This is quite a deep purport. Yeah. So right after this line that I just read, Prabhupada continues here. Attachment of an active servitor develops up to the stage of adherence, and that for a friendly devotee develops up to the stage of following. And the same is also the case for the parental devotees. So Prabhupada is referring to the different rasas and what develops or what happens. Uh, so just to read this again, attachment of an active servitor, so that is uh, dasya rasa, develops up to the stage of adherence. Now, I don't know exactly. I mean, in English, the word adherence means to follow, no?
I thought it meant something that, like if something adheres to, you might use glue to adhere to objects together,
To connect,
to connect,
adhere.
connect.
I adhere to your philosophy,
Yes, I've heard that expression.
adhere. Vocabulary. I mean, see, the problem with, when we look at words, um, words in different languages are more or less easy to, decipher or understand. And um, if we were reading this purport in Sanskrit, it would be different if we understood Sanskrit, right? So Prabhupada had actually a tremendous task and a big challenge to convey. At times, actually, there's no word like the word dharma. The word dharma, you can't translate it in English so easily. It has different meanings. Duty, law, you know. And so Prabhupada, as we know, I would think that, well, not only this purport, pretty well all the purports that Srila Prabhupada has written, he was looking at the different commentaries of the acharyas, and he would, and those commentaries are all in Sanskrit. So Prabhupada would take that Sanskrit and try to present it to us using the English language. And the English language, I hope no one minds, but it's not the best language to convey, you know. It's not a scientific language. I won't say much more.
No, you're right. I agree. The English language doesn't have so many nuances of meanings.
Yes, then the English language, I can say this because actually my mother tongue is not English.
Right, me too.
You too, eh?
Yes,
French, eh?
French, English,
French, yeah.
but
Bilingue,
Elaine.
bilingual. Yeah, we come from Canada. And Canadians, I mean, not to be on the bodily platform here too much, but Canadians, because Canada is what they call a bilingual country. There are two official languages. From the government cannot print anything only in one language. Maybe in Quebec they can get away with it. There are how many provinces in Canada? 12, 13.
10.
Is it? I'm out of touch, huh?
You're out of touch.
There are 10 provinces in Canada. I thought there were more. But in all the provinces, like here we have states, right? Different states. We're in the state of Bengal right now. Is it? No, we use states.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're called states.
Yeah, they're called
Yes.
states. So in all the states, I mean, in all the provinces in Canada, wherever you go, you'll see signs in both languages, except in the province of Quebec, because they're very nationalist. They wanted to separate, actually. Anyway, that's a whole other. But words, yeah, words. Prabhupada had this um, very um, great task, actually, of transmitting the meaning that is given in these different commentaries of our acharyas, and definitely in this particular purport, because it's quite a long purport and it's dealing with very deep subject matter. Prabhupada definitely is conveying uh, such meanings, yeah, by using different words, which may not, I'm sure, uh, do justice to the actual original Sanskrit meaning. In any event, so let's continue here. Otherwise, we won't get to the end of our purport. So attachment, I'm just repeating this line, attachment of an active servitor, dasya rasa, develops up to the stage of adherence, and that for a friendly devotee, that's sakya rasa, develops up to the stage of following. And the same is also the case for the parental vatsalya devotees. Devotees in conjugal love develop ecstasy up to the stage of intense feelings of separation. These are some of the features of unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. Some of the features. Continuing. According to Hari Bhakti Siddhodaya, the import of the word Ittam Bhuta is complete bliss. Okay, so Prabhupada translates Ittam Bhuta as such wonderful. But then he's quoting here from Hari Bhakta Sudodaya that it is translated there as complete bliss. Transcendental bliss, this is also important. Transcendental bliss is the realization of impersonal Brahman. No, I'm sorry. Transcendental bliss in the realization of impersonal Brahman becomes comparable to the scanty water contained in the pit made by a cow's hoof. We've heard this before. It is nothing compared with the ocean of bliss of the vision of the personality of Godhead. So we were discussing on this point the other day also. In the Nectar Devotion, small test. What are the 3 levels of happiness described? Our doctor friend. 3 levels of happiness. Let's refresh our Nectar Devotion reading content. The first one is obvious because majority of people can only experience that one, material happiness. Second level is called well, intellectual. The second one is called actually transcendental happiness, which is more intellectual. I mean, but yeah, gyanis, and above the material body, means to know that there's something beyond the body, right? So one can develop what is called transcendental happiness. So this is being referred to here in terms of Brahman. Brahman realization is transcendental happiness. But those fortunate souls who come in contact with bhakti go beyond transcendental happiness, which is described by Srila Rupa Goswami as devotional happiness. Transcendental happiness is not complete. Devotional happiness is actually complete bliss. Yeah. So Prabhupada will continue here. Yeah, so this transcendental happiness, this example of the cow's hoof, capsule fasting. It is nothing, excuse me, compared with the ocean of bliss of the vision of the personality of Godhead. The personal form of Lord Sri Krishna is so attractive that it comprehends all attraction, all bliss, and all tastes, rasas. These attractions are so strong that, and Prabhupada, the rest of the line he puts in italic to stress its importance, that no one wants to exchange them for material enjoyment, mystic powers, and liberation. If one is fortunate to enter that realm of devotional happiness, then he will not be attracted by material enjoyment, mystic powers, or liberation. There is no need of logical arguments in support of this statement, but out of one's own nature, one becomes attracted by the qualities of Lord Sri Krishna. We must know for certain that the qualities of the Lord have nothing to do with mundane qualities. All of them are full of bliss, knowledge, and eternity. Satchitananda. There are innumerable qualities of the Lord, and one is attracted by one quality while another is attracted by another. So, in this way, yeah, that's why there is, as often explained by Srila Prabhupada, there is variegatedness. There's variegatedness in the material world. Why there will not be variegatedness in the spiritual world? There's even more, unlimited, actually. And just a few more short paragraphs, relatively short. Great sages, such as the four bachelor devotees, Sanatan, Sananda, and Sanat Kumar, were attracted by the fragrance of flowers and tulsi leaves anointed with the pulp of sandalwood offered at the lotus feet of the Lord. Similarly, Shukadeva Goswami was attracted by the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Shukadeva Goswami was already situated, we were reading that a few days ago, that was one of the questions being asked. He was already in transcendence, why he became attracted. Shukadeva Goswami was already situated in the liberated stage, yet he was attracted by the pastimes of the Lord. This proves that the quality of his pastimes, of Krishna's pastimes, has nothing to do with material affinity. Similarly, the young cowherd damsels were attracted by the bodily features of the Lord, and Rukmini was attracted by hearing about the glories of the Lord. Lord Krishna attracts even the mind of the goddess of fortune. He attracts, in special cases, the minds of all young girls. He attracts the minds of the elderly ladies by paternal affection. He attracts the mind of the male in the humors of servitude and friendship. He attracts everyone. Getting close to the end of the purport. The word Hari conveys various meanings, but the chief import of the word is that he, the Lord, vanquishes everything inauspicious and takes away the mind of the devotee by awarding pure, transcendental love. So in Montreal, we have beautiful deities. I mean, similar to Mayapur in, life size, even more than life size. And their names are Sri Radha.
I don't know.
Mm,
I was in New Vrindavan all those.
no. I'm not pointing
I
at
thought
you.
were-
Just because you're from Canada. So Sri Radha Manohara.
Manohara.
Manohar. Manohar. Hara. Hari. To steal. To steal the mind. To steal the material mind. Yeah. By remembering the Lord in acute distress, one can be free from all varieties of miseries and anxieties. So we just have to transfer the material distress to spiritual distress.
Bikram on the Baba just in one sentence.
That's an easy thing to do.
Poison
Easier said than done, as they say. But yeah. Mm.
It is actually. We're just not attracted enough to Krishna.
We're not sufficiently attracted.
To Krishna.
We're attracted, otherwise we wouldn't come all the way to attend Bhagavatam class on a nice Sunday
But
morning.
I mean sufficiently attracted.
Yes, correct.
There are
It's a question
degrees.
of intensity.
Yeah.
We are lacking in intensity. Gradually, the Lord vanquishes all objects, all obstacles on the path of devotional service of a pure devotee, and the result of 9 devotional activities, such as hearing and chanting, becomes manifested. By his personal features and transcendental attributes, the Lord attracts all psychological activities of a pure devotee. I don't know why Prabhupada uses attracts all psychological activities of a pure devotee. Such is the attractive power of Lord Krishna. The attraction is so powerful that a pure devotee never hankers for any one of the 4 principles of religion, which are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Yeah. Yeah. That's why actually when in Indonesia, when the Bhagavad Gita was first translated from English to Indonesian language, in the 18th chapter, sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam saranam braja. When that, because in Indonesia, Hinduism is accepted as one of the formal religions. And somehow that translation came in the hands of some of the people in Bali who are very orthodox and they've developed a particular form of worship which is different. I mean, very unique. So the meaning in the translation that was done, the meaning conveyed was that we reject dharma. And that resulted in the government banning the Hare Krishna movement.
Really?
Yes, way back in the 80s,
Wow.
right? And uh, they banned the literatures, the books actually, at that time. Uh, that's why you can't openly distribute books. But this is a very important point. When Krishna says, Sarva Dharmam Parityajya, abandon all varieties of religion, or abandon dharma which is materially motivated.
Right.
Uh, um, so there are different types or different understanding, we could say, of dharma. Just like there's different meaning or understanding of love. There's material love, we use the same word, which in Sanskrit material love is kama, whereas spiritual love is prema, right? So again, vocabulary. So so it's not that the devotees of Hare Krishna reject dharma per se. They reject, as it is nicely explained in the very beginning, dharma
Bhagavad Gita.
projita kaitavatra. Yeah, we reject materially motivated dharma. Yeah.
Actually, if they had read the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada spends quite a bit of time. He spends like 2 pages
Yes,
explaining
yes,
Dharma, what is meant by Dharma.
yes. That was actually Srila Prabhupada's very unique and I mean very special way because so many people before him, before Srila Prabhupada, had spoken about Dharma, had spoken about Bhagavad Gita, but had not actually conveyed the real meaning of Dharma. So as you rightly mentioned, he goes to great length in that introduction of the Bhagavad Gita to explain about Dharma, how it is something natural and eternal also. Yeah. Yes.
Isn't it that Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha are servants of Bhakti?
Yes.
They're,
Yes.
they're to be
Yeah.
utilized.
They can be utilized. They need to
For-
be utilized.
Yes.
Yes.
Otherwise, they become ends in themselves.
Yes. But when they are wrongly utilized, then they're meant to be rejected.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, we're just about to finish the purport. Yes, I'll read this sentence again because it's the beginning of the paragraph. By his personal features and transcendental attributes, the Lord attracts all psychological activities of a pure devotee. Such is the attractive power of Lord Krishna. The attraction is so powerful that a pure devotee never hankers for any one of the 4 principles of religion. Okay. These are the attractive features of the transcendental attributes of the Lord. And adding to this the word api and cha, one can increase the imports unlimitedly. According to Sanskrit grammar, there are 7 synonyms for the word api, but Prabhupada doesn't tell us here. So, and these are the last 2 lines of the purport. So, by interpreting each and every word of this shloka, one can see unlimited numbers of transcendental qualities of Lord Krishna that attract the mind of a pure devotee. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.
Right.
Very nice purport. I mean, yeah. It's already past the time, so we will keep the book closed. And Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Right.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yeah, we can just glorify Sri Prabhupada.
Yeah.
No question, comments.
Yeah, right.
It's like a
There's one verse in the Bhagavatam where, Gopa Kumar